Alright, YouTube, this is going to be my first video. Believe it or not, I don't even know what I'm going to name the channel yet. I'm just trying to get started here. I've got a few days off, so I thought I'd kind of show you kind of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and then kind of go from there. Anyway, what you're looking at here is a 1977 Chevy Malibu. They didn't change a whole lot from 73 to 77. The A bodies of these years are not super popular. They are kind of coming around because people can't afford the other ones. But anyway, I've got kind of a pair of them. That's my 76 there. This 77 is actually my boy's. Gave it to him a few years ago. I bought this car in 07 as a project car. Actually, as a parts car, and it ended up being in such better shape than the 74 I had that I just went ahead and neighbor's cat. Just went ahead and fixed this one. So anyway, what we got is was originally triple. Well, it was obviously it's had some issues over the years. It's a triple black car. I've run the numbers on it. I know that doesn't matter to a lot of people. The vinyl roof has been replaced. It took off long before I got the car. Since when he got it, it wasn't quite in this bad a shape, but he doesn't know how that rear bumper got tore up like that. It's pushed in on the passenger side pretty bad. Got the tail light. I have to replace that. Its quarters crushed. It's also had prior damage and rust. I actually have another one in a box in there I ordered. And then the front fender, both the quarter and this front fender got backed into where people lived across the street from me. Car sat in the street. Anyway, the rest of the options of the car, it really doesn't have many besides AC. Of course, power steering, brakes, the normal stuff that they had here. But something that's interesting about this is it does have factory swivel bucket seats and automatic on the floor. This is, I read the numbers on it. This is exactly what it came with. The car's a disaster inside. I thought I'd take some of these pictures, send to him so that he could see how bad the car was. It's been sitting for a couple of years. Nope, you stay out, cat. I don't want you to get your head stuck in there. Anyway. So I'm gonna rebuild this. I'm not really going to do a frame off by any means. There's so few parts for these cars as far as restoration stuff. You basically just got to either fix what you got or go to salvage yards and see what's left. The car still does run and drive. When I had it, I put a 383 stroker in it, and it's got a 700 R4 overdrive. It had the rally wheels on it on my 76 now, but anyway, it's got a 305 in it. It's 30 over. I've had issues with it since the day I built it. Never had a motor that ever did what this one does. It has a miss. 90% of the time it has a miss. I have replaced the distributor twice, the plugs, wires a couple of times. I went through the carburetor, which is way too big for it. 770 Holly Street Avenger. Did a compression check on it, and it's fine. It just has a mess. The block itself was a newer block that was set up for the roller, roller cam, and I put a flat tappet in there, and I'm not sure if that's what caused the problem. The lifters go way down inside those bores, or whether I have a bad valve spring. There's really no noise. It just has a mess. And anyway, so that's just going to come out. I have a 412 I'm building. I'll take pictures of it later on. This is kind of just a quick rundown of the car, what it is, and now I'm going to tell you why I'm doing it. Boy was living here with his wife and kids, and he just wasn't happy. You could see that something was missing. Lost his mom due to cancer a few years ago, and it's not been well for him, and so he didn't know what to do, and he knew he needed something, so he actually went and joined the Army and loaded stuff up and took off, and he's now overseas doing a 9-month tour. So I'm proud of him, and I kind of wanted to show my appreciation to him serving our country. So I went down and got the car sitting basically in a field, and so I'm going to strip this car and going to paint it, do new interior. We got the motor, like I said. So I'm going to have to find some parts for it and put it together, but this is why I'm doing it. I know there's going to be people out here commenting. Some are going to be good and some are going to be bad. People are going to tell me I don't know what I'm doing. Well, you know what? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. but for where I'm at and what I do and what I know, this car is going to get what I think it needs. And if you don't like what I'm doing, I really don't care. If you want to leave an opinion, that's fine. If you guys want to, that's fine. I can always use, hey man, why don't you try it like this, or you should, maybe this would work better next time. That's fine. That kind of stuff don't bother me. But the kind of guy says, it's car's a piece of junk, I don't know why you're messing with it, blah 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 blah. Well, fine. You can have your just do whatever you want. But I just soon not hear it and see it. Because my boy, the reason I'm doing this on YouTube is because he can see that over there a lot easier than it is to try to email 10-15 minute stints of video, especially where he's at. So, but he can get on YouTube and watch it. So I think that's what we're going to do. That's why I'm going to do what I'm doing. I'm going to make a page not strictly for this, but a majority of this is going to start here. I have lots and lots of projects. I've already done some video on some other cars. I'll put them up as we go. This 76, I'd actually made some videos of it and lost them. It actually has a 2003 Tahoe 5.3 in it. I'm putting a 5-speed in it and air conditioning next. This one will have the air conditioning back because when he does come back, he's going to end up being in Texas, and this car is going to be mighty hot, being black inside and out. So we're going to put the air conditioning back on it. Like I said, it's going to have another motor. It's going to get painted. Interior, it's not a frame off, like I said. It's just going to be a, it's kind of a rebuild. It's going to go through it, freshen everything up. Complete brake system. I had a new front end put under it in 07. The car, there's an old sticker inside. I'll sit down there and see if you can zoom in on this. I forgot it was even here. I think I left it here just because I got this car. It had been sitting for a while. I don't know if this thing will zoom in on that thing or not. It is it's like Walmart Tire Lube Express or something like that. And it said next service date was January 22nd of 02. The car had 52,000 miles. It actually only has 55,716. The speedometer works. It's worked since I got the car. So I don't know. Got that old vacuum gauge, shows you what kind of fuel mileage you're getting. It actually works. None of the other gauges worked. Fuel gauge does, bounces all around. I'm going to go ahead and pull that. I am going to fuel inject it at that 412 I'm building. So I'll probably drop the tank and put a whole new sender in it, because once it gets below half a tank, you don't know how much you got. It just bounces all over the place. Of course, I've had aftermarket gauges in it. But anyway, so this is kind of the car. This is what I'm going to do. I don't know how fast I'll be putting these videos out or how soon I'll be putting them out. It's kind of I work swing shifts, 12-hour shifts, days and nights, every 2 weeks a switch. So some videos will be there, some won't. But I'm going to try to put everything I do on this car. Like I said, it's not going to be a how-to, but will be kind of a progression on how things go. And I probably won't edit a whole lot. I'm not good at this electronic stuff very much. I still have a flip phone, if that tells you anything. So might even kind of tell you how old I am. But anyway, so this is it. I'm gonna try to have fun with this, and probably get a tripod. So maybe I'm not gonna show you sanding and body work. My goodness, that's tedious, terrible work to do. I probably won't show that, but I'll kind of show you how it's coming along, kind of the starts and stops of things you run into. When I put the 5.3 in my 76, I got on YouTube. I punched up from 73 to 77 every year. A bodies, GM, Malibu, Chevelle. I found very little of anything anybody doing to them by putting LS in there. I didn't really check El Camino. I probably should have. But anyway, so I thought, well, I'll make my own videos and put them up there, and I'll be doggone if I didn't lose them things on my iPad. So it's kind of a shame, but I can go through that later on if anybody's ever interested in some of the stuff I ran into while doing it. But anyway, all right, I'm going to get off here now. I think I've yacked long enough. Kind of tell you what's going on. Next time you see it, I'll have at least have it cleaned out, trunk and inside. I'm going to give it a bath before I tear it apart, and then just start kind of stripping it down and getting some parts lined out. Like I said, I've already got a quarter. The motors, I got to take, the block was done several years ago. I've already had the machine work done to it. I had another 400 in here on the floor, and it ended up, I sold it. The guy called me. He had a blower on one up north of me, and he broke the block out because he didn't have a plate on it. So anyway, this is actually what is that, a 388? And somebody tried stealing it out of the truck after I built it. Sold it to a guy, and he tore the rear end out of it, set it there behind this house, and somebody come by there and started stealing the motor out of it. That's the 383 with a BMW cover over it. I've got a few other garbage motors, but anyway, there's another. I bet you can't see, it's probably too dark. There's a 5.3 sitting on the engine stand back there. A guy sold me for $100. No wiring harness or computer, but it still has coils and everything like that. So I was going to put it in here and kind of talk myself out of it. I have so many old school small blocks. I got rid of pretty much everything. The 350s, the 305, everything I had I got rid of, and just kept the basic small block stuff. My garage is a mess. I bought a building. You'll see videos on it later. And everything is going over that building that I do not need. I've been moving stuff around. That's why it's such a mess. I had a storage unit before I bought this garage on the other side of town, and so there was just stuff everywhere, and I had to bring it back because I didn't need the payment of the storage unit plus the building at the same time. So anyway, I'll show you more in the garage later. I know the pink insulation's pretty, but it was free. Guy I work with gave me the whole thing. I insulated this. I've got a 120,000 BTU furnace back there. Got a 12.5 air conditioner. I'm putting brand new electric in. All I had was the old screw-in fuses. Boy, this furnace works good. I tell you, it'll run you out. So it doesn't cost all that much now it's insulated. Did the door too. Like I said, it's not pretty. Don't care. It works. But anyway, I'm back on subject. I'm going to get off here and we're going to get started on this. And when I make some more videos, I'll get a channel set up and get it on there. So till then, bye.